Big shout to okjersey.com. Scan the QR code below and actually go to the link below to get affordable football shirts from all the European leagues, including the English clubs, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all of them, of course, are all there. You can get the current ones, past seasons, and also some absolute gems out there, vintage ones, and actually very affordable football shirts, high quality, like the one I'm wearing right here. It is very simple to get one. Let me show you how. You go to the website. It's very simple. You click on the Premier League, pick the club you want. For me, I pick Newcastle, for example. You go there, you will find all the current ones, training ones as well. You add whatever you want to the cart. Of course, check the sizes, add a patch, add to cart, but also never forget, as it says below, scan the QR code and put the code JUDGE in the checkout to get 8% discount. It's that easy. Just go to the website, check the football shirt you want. You will not regret it. Now, let's get back to our stream. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. A lot to talk about today. Did Everton get robbed against Arsenal? Though Everton deserved to actually get a penalty. Did Newcastle get robbed against Chelsea? Though Chelsea deserved at one point when Newcastle bettered. Manchester City, absolutely brilliant going forward. Cherki is showing people levels. Haaland is absolutely phenomenal. I think Foden played very, very well going forward. I thought that Man City today looked very good going forward. Arsenal, just to be honest, fight back. Arsenal fight to get a point. Arsenal at the end, they went to, what is that stadium's name? I actually forgot. Anyway, I'm going to call it Goodison Park. Went to fake Goodison Park and actually got 3 points out from that stadium. It's a good result for Arsenal. Very good. Arsenal created chances, should have won more than that. The only thing about the game is Everton they have been awarded the penalty or not. I actually don't know. I absolutely have no idea. As of now, it is getting spoken about as it's not a penalty coming together, and I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know how. To be honest with you, there is a reason why. Hill Dickinson Stadium. Thank you so much. I'm going to call it Goodison Park, since Goodison Park was my first ever experience live in the Premier League in England. I went to see Everton there. Actually, I'm going to say, it was supposed to be me going to the Etihad. My first ever experience in the Premier League was supposed to be Manchester City. And I ended up watching Everton Arsenal at Goodison Park. Actually.
Why? What changed?
I'm going to tell you what shit. Guys, there's 400 people in the house. I'm going to tell you the story, actually. It's a very funny story, actually. Hit that like button. subscribe to the channel, and right, let me know, guys. Please, guys, I'm really close to actually 4,800. So sorry, 48,000 subs. So hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get to 200 likes, guys. There's only 29 likes. We need to get to 300 likes. This is what it is. So I'm in England with my wife. We're trying to go to Premier League games. We try to go to Arsenal. We try to go to like Chelsea. We try to go to the teams in London. We fail miserably. I'm sitting at the hotel. I find tickets at the Etihad for the tomorrow. It was Manchester City versus Leicester City, right? 2019. The 5:30 kickoff. You know, fantastic, great. I'm going. I got the tickets. There was tickets available. The only team that had tickets available at that day. I go take the train to Manchester. I arrive at 12, exactly at, sorry, I arrive at 11 a.m. in Manchester, thinking that I'm going to have fun. I'm going to explore the city in Manchester, blah, 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 do things, right? And then, so I go and ask the clerk, the lady in the train station, right? What do you think I should do in the city? She said, the city is boring, right? Find like I don't think you can do anything. So I look online. There is Arsenal Everton 12:30 kickoff at Liverpool at Goodison Park, and I'm like, okay, shot in the dark. And I asked her how much is the ticket. She said it's £20 for the train. So I look. I found 2 tickets only next to each other in Goodison Park. So I booked them. We took the train. We went. We took a cab. We were the last people to go inside the stadium right at kickoff. And then we went and saw the game and took the train back to Manchester, watched the City at the Etihad, and then went back to London that day.
Wow.
So I went to Manchester, Liverpool, Manchester, London in the same day, basically. So this is
That's
what
an adventure, isn't it?
Well, when was
Sounds
that?
like a good time.
2019, December, festive period.
A long time ago.
Yeah. And then I went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was impossible to get Chelsea tickets or Arsenal tickets. Of course, I wanted to see Mohamed Salah. It's £500.
What was it, Anfield or
Anfield? It's impossible to get tickets for Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no point. Yeah.
Impossible to get tickets. But what do you mean it's a world record? I never said it's a fucking world record. Why are you salty? Because I went and watched the games? Why are you salty? Why are you salty? Alhamdulillah, God bless me, and I went and I saw Manchester City play, I saw Tottenham play, I saw Crystal Palace play, and alhamdulillah, why are you salty, bro? What should we start? Should we start with the Arsenal game first?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
We start with Arsenal. Let's just lump in everything together. How did you analyze the performance today going on Sulz? Are you worried, bro? Are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried he keeps playing Gyokeres. If he stops playing him, I'll be fine. Like, honestly, like, as soon as he came off, the patterns of play, the football, I actually started watching us properly because I was like, actually, finally, we're playing some football. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm optimistic, I'm delusional, I'm copium, I do the weed, all of that, right? I smoke the crack for Arsenal. But the reality of the matter is, right, with this play, I just can't do it. I've tried, I'm really trying. I just can't do it anymore. Like, I know in the summer transfer window, I wasn't his biggest fan. But you know me, Mo. I back my players, right? I back him. I give him an opportunity. I'm like, you can prove it to me, right? And I'll back you. If you're doing your thing, I'll be on a stream and I'll be ride or die. Like the same way with Kai Havertz, right? No one rates him, but I sit here day in, day out, and I back the guy. This is the first player in Arsenal's history. I'm struggling. I am struggling. I need someone.
Guys, wallahi, Gunnar Sulz deserves a lot. This is the first time he ever says that. The guy have been doing YouTube for 3-4 years. It's the first time he comes out and said, I just can't. I can't.
Mo, I just joined and I already know who you're talking about, Sulz. I already know who you're talking
He's
about.
like, I can't do it. I can't lie anymore. I can't lie.
Yeah.
No, do you know what it is? It's not. Do you know what it is? I even look for like redeeming things. I'm like, okay, at least he's showing me this.
After Leeds, you were backing him hard. You were like, listen, we're gonna go to Anfield, we're gonna clap you guys, and
I was like, okay, do you know what? He's got 2 goals. I was like, okay,
the man.
I'll be honest. Yeah,
well, like Tarik and Ash, you guys don't do a lot of work with Sulz, but me, Fozi, and Marshall, we worked with Sulz for like a year or something. It's the first time he ever says that. ever.
I'm
I'm
shocked.
so
I
impressed.
mean,
We're
No,
making
it's like,
progress.
you know what it was? I even said in our group chat, right? I was like, all right, he scored a penalty. Like, maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is just that confidence booster he needed. Man, as soon as he started touching the ball, it's like, you just touch him. I swear you could get a 10-year-old kid just to touch him and he falls over. I'm like, what is all the muscle for? Brother, like, you're built like a brick house, but you fall like a straw house. Like, come on now, man. You gotta be a bit stronger than that. And these are the same things that we all complained about, and we got gaslit into thinking this guy was a baller. I said it. I'm never in my life. I don't care how good you are. You could be Cristiano Ronaldo regen. I am not trusting anything that comes out of Portugal. I'm just not doing it no more. It's not
At
happening.
least with attackers.
Yeah, especially strikers. Yeah. Like, they've ruined the rep. I don't care. Especially big money moves. Like, I'm not doing it. But overall, I'll be honest with you, it was just a routine performance. It was what it was. Like, just like the segment for Arsenal should be 10 seconds long, our highlights for Sky Sports are going to be 10 seconds long, because all it was a penalty. And then all you're going to talk about is when Jesus came on. Because after that is when the football started. That's when the patterns of play started getting introduced. That's when, we started to put pieces together. Trossard hitting the post, Saka should have scored. There was a lot more to our game. But I'll be honest, if we're gonna play with
everything that God saw, like, was everything that good? I don't think they were. I think without Drinkwater and players like that, I don't think they look the same. To be fair, mate.
The thing is, because they don't have Ndai, and there's a few other players who are like sort of coming back from injury and stuff like that, so they do have their
Dewsbury Hall. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall as well. Like, there was Ndai, like, he's gone to AFCON, obviously. So there was a lot of like missing pieces that they needed to spark something, and they just didn't have it, because they normally bring like Dwight McNeil.
Can I ask you guys something? Do you think Arsenal made them look mediocre by controlling the game? Has anyone thought about it this way? That Arsenal made them so mediocre that they created 0.2 XG in their ground, including set pieces, by the way. I know the penalty. We can talk about the penalty. I don't know how this is not given. And I'm going to come to the penalty. I want to understand how it's not given, right? But
if hang on, Mo, if it went to the VAR, that's going to be a penalty. You know that, yeah? It didn't go to the VAR.
It went to VAR.
Did it? What are you talking about? The Saliba one?
Yeah, it went to VAR. They actually had a long check for it.
No, the ref didn't go to the VAR. That's what I'm trying to say.
The ref doesn't have to go to the VAR, but there was a long check for it.
They'll check and then they'll call them over.
Yeah.
They checked it long.
So what happened?
Checked it long. It took about more than 2 minutes to check.
So
I'd rather the referee go to it than them.
No, the process is VAR checks, and if they see like there's a uncertainty, they then send the ref to go.
They'll call you over.
The final call, but we think there's something there, and this is what you need to look for. And then it's up to the ref to go. There's enough there.
Does anybody have an explanation why it was not given? Did anybody read anything why it's not given?
I didn't think that was a penalty.
What? Didn't they just say it was like a coming together?
So did you guys have the same commentators as us? Did you guys have Peter Drury in England like us?
No.
So Peter Drury, because we had Peter Drury, and he said that the VAR, they listen to the VAR, they hear the VAR. They said it's coming together, and I'm like, Tarik, you had the same. Did you watch the game?
I didn't. I was watching college football. Look, I watched my game this morning, and we won. It was good. I saw.
You didn't miss much. I knew it was going to be a low-scoring game, so.
I saw the clip, and I'm trying to remember which situation it was in a City game earlier this year where we got penalized in that situation. So again, I don't understand how it's a coming together. He kicked him and he kicked his leg. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It's coming together because they went for the same ball. It was the same time. It's just.
But he was late. But he was late.
It wasn't late. It was
the other guy got to the ball and then he got kicked in the leg. That's absolutely late.
I feel like sometimes football's very simple. It's if you challenge for a ball, you get the ball. If you just get the player, it's a foul. I think sometimes it can be a bit easier to make things simpler than what it comes to be. Saying it was a coming together, it really isn't. When someone's kicking someone in the back of the leg, that's not a coming together. I personally wouldn't have been surprised if it was given as a penalty. But yeah, it's just another decision. VAR and the referees are getting wrong as per usual. No, I'm fed up of saying about them being inconsistent, because maybe them being inconsistent is them being consistent because they don't know what the hell they're doing, because they're consistently inconsistent.
And I think that's why these debates happen, because we then don't know what's going on, because they
tell us. Are we gonna be honest? If this was Manchester City and this not given against them and they won 1-0, the media would. We have to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Sulz, you know exactly. If this is against Man City and Man City win 1-0, Sulz, if this is Manchester City, you know.
No.
How?
Are you serious, Sulz?
If this is against Man City and it's not given.
The two biggest clubs who get the media agenda are Arsenal and United. No one else can talk about the media.
What?
It's a reality. The way the media talk about Arsenal,
let me flip the question to you. Let me flip. If this was for Arsenal and it's a 0-0, a lot of people would have said it's a penalty.
Yes. Do you know what's crazy to me?
I don't talk about
two games in a row now. Anyway. 2 games in a row now. Arsenal's got away with it.
What do you mean 2 games? Which other?
The last game with the Wolves, Saka was offside and they got a corner which led to the first goal.
No, that's not. I got away with it. They didn't get away with it. I will stop you there. It doesn't matter if is it a clear offside or it was by hair?
No, it was clear
really
offside.
It's really small. Okay, he is offside, but referees cannot go back and give offside for that situation. It's the same as goal kicks and corner kicks. That situation happens all the time. And if we stop every time a goal kick, a wrong goal kick or a wrong corner kick is given, that is 50-50 or close. But because we see the replay, I'm okay with that, because we're not going to re-ref the games. And that goes for everybody, right? That goes for everybody. So I'm not going to do this.
I get what you're saying with stuff like that. I do think offsides should be more lenient than what they are. But I think
I'm not saying lenient. They cannot go back and give an offside if the goal is a corner call. It's not a goal. They can't check it. It's not a penalty. They can't go check it.
But this is where I think it's wrong.
The ball anyway.
No, they can't check because they're absolutely idiots and they can't operate the semi-automated offside as quick as the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, that's been the issue the whole time.
The problem is in the Premier League, it takes them 5 minutes. In Italy and Spain, it takes them 20 seconds to check the offsides. 20 seconds. Semi-automated offside. This is the frame. Blah.
The game against Chelsea and Newcastle has stopped working. It's like, man, what are these bozos doing?
Yeah.
It's so
weird. Do you know what I just find crazy? Like, I know it would stop the run of play sometimes, but I just feel like sometimes a 2-second check of a VAR to see if it goes off for a corner, if it actually comes off that player, it takes 2 seconds, which in that time it would be someone walking over to the ball anyway, and VAR could just say, no, it is a goal kick. No, it is a corner.
Yeah, but
but I think the rules don't allow it.
I'm against that.
Yeah, I think the rules only allow for VAR in certain situations, and corners and
because you gotta have a threshold. Ash, you gotta have a threshold at some point, because now we're gonna say, what about fouls? What about yellow cards? What about small contact? And then it goes on and on and on to the point that there won't be a referee on the pitch. It will be just
it's a slippery slope.
But this is the problem. I feel like refs don't ref.
30 seconds. If they can't make a decision, fuck off. It doesn't matter. On pitch, because I'm sick of these 5 minutes. What do you mean it's taking you 5 minutes? Are you that stupid?
Yeah, I know the Newcastle offside one earlier took so long.
Can we go back to the game? Tarik,
yes, sir.
Are you now looking at Arsenal and you're seeing a little bit of cracks?
I mean, I've been saying this, especially like we knew we had an opportunity to put a little bit of pressure on them. I think they're going to feel we're so close now that they feel us, if you want to say, breathing on down their neck. So yeah, I think that there's gonna be ups and downs throughout the rest of this. I mean, we're not gonna win every match as much as I would like us to. So it's just a matter of who can hold their nerve the best. And I think that we as a squad have been there. We've done that. I know that they say that this is not the same City squad. I hear it. I know that they feel like they've, they have progressed to the place where now that this is their year. Okay, I'll hope to see it. But I just think that, I don't think they have what it takes. I'm going to say mentally, and maybe I think they're too emotional. Let me just say it that way. I think they're too emotional, and I think that that's going to bite them. It has bitten them in previous years. I think it will continue to bite them this year as well.
I think It's a good point you mentioned all that, because I was just saying before that of all the teams in this league right now, the only teams I see have that mentality of just keep going and don't let your foot off the gas has been City so far. Like even today's game, like when
This
we get
season?
to it, this season, because I feel like Arsenal, there are games where Arsenal get the lead and then they take their foot off the gas. Arteta decides to kind of, wean back a bit. And then you see those moments where like, oh, they kind of got away with it, right? Or even in the opposite case where for Newcastle, Sulz, you'll test this, for Newcastle, you guys weren't the best team, but at the end of the day, towards the end, you finally turn it on. Arteta decides to put the foot on the gas and you get a result last minute. So there are times like, and it happens with Chelsea, it happens with other teams, Liverpool as well. It's happened where even today they almost lost that lead that they had.
We was bad.
Oof. But
I'm actually going to push back.
So you're the only team I see that have that mentality.
Can I push back on this, Marshall?
Of course.
Arsenal already had an 8-game winning streak this season with clean sheets. So Arsenal already showed us this season that they are gone. Manchester City, their longest winning streak has been now 7 games.
Yeah.
So already Arsenal showed us this. In terms of the mentality about Manchester City, I don't think this is the same Manchester City. There is a player that is a culprit in all of these comebacks for City being good in the second half of the season, which is called Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne has always been one of the pillars in these comebacks, most likely in the second half of the season.
In the second half, yeah.
Especially in the second half, because he would be injured a little bit in and out of the team. In the second half, he comes in, he plays like a 16, 18 games, and you'd see the team being lifted because Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders we've ever seen in the Premier League. He's someone that can lift a whole team right by himself by being there. In terms of the way Pep plays, and I'm going to say why this is a different Man City, and people can actually counter this, right? Before I go to the different, why this Arsenal is different. Manchester City this season is the first season since Pep Guardiola took over where they are fourth on the table in ball position. Not only fourth, they are not first. Even the leagues that Liverpool won, right, and Chelsea won under Antonio Conte, Manchester City are number 1 in ball position. That means they're always in control of the ball, always in control of where the game is going. This City team currently is completely different about the way they play. They're very direct, very fun to watch, amazing, by the way.
Change the style. We changed the way we play. By the way, absolutely.
People,
yeah.
I am one of the people that actually started this when said that City are boring and Pep Guardiola.
I remember, yeah, you did.
Right? I'm gonna tell you, if I'm opening and choosing a game to watch now, I would choose the more direct, which is Manchester City, because I said that on MHF today at the Etihad. West Ham created more XG and had more chances than Everton created against Arsenal at home. Because Arsenal are more in control. City are allowing the opposition sometimes behind. They press, they're direct, they take risks. Cherki today, for example, that would never have been allowed for Man City, by the way, years back. Cherki was dribbling in his half, trying to do 1-2s and dribbling in his half, and he lost the ball. And West Ham went on a counter, and Pep Guardiola was screaming. This is when he decided to actually sub him off, right? But he did it a couple of times in the first half as well.
Yeah.
This City team is a different City.
100%.
And the other thing that I'm going to add to this, sorry for speaking long.
Sure.
Arsenal today would have crumbled and lost the points for 2 reasons. City went already top, and Arsenal, away at Everton, holding a 1-0 lead with the penalty and the calls and everything against him, and they're missing chances. The weak mentality Arsenal that people are speaking about would have fumbled today, would have dropped the points. The weak mentality Arsenal would have fumbled against United.
I don't disagree.
And if given the penalty they might had.
But after this, a lot of people, and I'm telling you, they said this Arsenal team are going to fumble. Even after the penalty. And last season, they didn't win at Everton. Season before, they didn't win. By the way, they still won away at Fulham, Arsenal, right? That game would have been a draw last season, right? The only game that Arsenal fumbled this season that I didn't expect them to fumble is Sunderland. All the other games, I thought the Arsenal did exactly what I'm expecting them to do. I expect them to drop points against Chelsea, they did. Drop points against Liverpool, they did. Drop points against Villa, they did. Villa are one of the strongest teams.
Yeah.
I don't think that this Arsenal shown weak mentality yet. Not yet. They haven't.
No,
I guess what I'm saying is that...
Luck.
Go ahead.
I was going to say they've definitely had some luck, but they've also it's also down to being their defensive.
Why you are taking it to luck? Not that
No, I'm saying-
have a better
No, but I'm
mentality.
saying they've definitely had some luck in some games that have caused them to say get results over, but they've been defensively astute. I would say they've lacked an open goal. They've lacked a lot of open goals, which obviously was said a lot when they were just getting a lot of set piece goals earlier on in the season. They're now getting a bit more open play goals, but it's like I said.
What's wrong with getting set piece goals, even if that's all we do? Like,
No. So I this is what I've said this from the very start of the season, and I'll say this to now. The only reason why I can see Arsenal potentially not winning the title is because they're not going to score 3 or 4 goals in a game. They might get 1 goal in a game or something, say like the Everton one today, and then it results in a draw potentially. And that, I think, that was what stops you guys from potentially winning the title last season, was getting draws or stuff like that, which that is where I can only see Arsenal coming undone. Not because I don't think you're one of, if not the best teams in the world. I just think the style of play that you have is making it very difficult for the likes of someone like Gyokeres to be able to be the best player that he can be.
100%.
So,
I think Sulz, I remember mentioning even this to you. Like, I wasn't too worried about the signing of Gyokeres to you, because that was going to all solely depend on if Arteta was willing to change the way he wants to play to suit the way that Gyokeres plays. And we're seeing that's just not happening.
Yeah, but
Let me do.
shit. I'm sorry, but he's just shit. Like, we could, we can.
That's also true. I am not gonna lie.
We can go and adapt to him, but what is he doing? Like, there's an element.
Does
of
he even merit even
player.
adapting to? Yeah.
No. Like, look, we can adapt, but the reality is sometimes the player also needs to do something. Like, if you look at Erling Haaland at City, for example, look at his evolution as a player. Yes, when he first came in, yes, you can say he's a fox in the box, he's a poacher. Yes, his hold-up play, all of this might have not been there. But eventually he realized that, look, if I need the ball, I need to go and fucking get it.
He's not like that. He's not like that.
Gyokeres
He's not
goes
like
and
that.
touches the ball, he gets touched by a defender and he falls over.
Yeah.
He's
not like that guy.
His hold-up play is shocking.
Yeah, it's shocking.
His hold-up play is absolutely terrible.
It's like,
Yeah, you would think for how huge he
there
is.
has to be some fundamental. Like, I'm trying to give him something, but even when you look at him running, right, which is one of the things that I got told, he's a transition player, he's got pace, he can beat defenders, all of this.
Don't know about that.
Even when he's running, he can't get a past even James Tarkowski's catching him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
he's slow,
Like,
and he's
give
very
me
slow.
the thing is with Gyokeres, right? I just need him to give me something for me to go, fair enough, there's at least that redeeming quality. His pace isn't there. He's got no strength. I don't know about his finishing yet, because we're not giving him opportunities. But even when we do, he fumbles them.
Decent pen, at least.
But how many penalties are you really going to
I don't know
get?
about
You're not going
that.
to get enough to be
No,
like, oh my
well,
God.
I said this. I think Arteta's system actually works better with the likes of Gabriel Jesus or Havertz. I think that style of player is actually fits better than what Gyokeres does.
But that's the same
Yeah,
thing that they
potentially.
said about Haaland.
I understand
right?
that.
That when Haaland came to City, that he wasn't going to, and maybe not the 6 of us on this panel, but there were plenty of rival fans that said, "Oh, he doesn't fit. He's not going. He can't play in a Pep system," and all the things, and all they tried to find all of the issues with this game. I'm not. I mean, you're an Arsenal fan, and you can feel how you want to about Gyokeres. I'm just saying that it's hard to make. It's hard to make definitive decisions about a player early on, and it's still first third of the season.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not telling you how to feel. I'm not telling you how to feel because that's your team. I don't care. But
Tarik, he has a problem. He has a problem. You watched the first City goal today, right? Haaland again. The players knew exactly how Haaland will move, and they gave him the ball. One touch, it's a goal, right? It's a simple. By the way, it's one of the simplest moves in football. You know where your striker is going to be. You deliver it to his feet. The striker, one touch, goal.
Yeah.
Simple, right? Today, again, Gyokeres moves. Nobody wants to pass him the ball. They are crossing to somebody else. That doesn't exist, right? He has a problem in movement. I get it. But also sometimes he would make good moves and no one wants to pass him the ball. And I sit down and name a chef. The only player that played Gyokeres today when he made a run is Saliba. Why? Because he's not a winger. He's not like, he saw a red shirt making a run and across the pitch in front of the defender, pass the ball. Everyone else is not passing him the ball. They are really not like the Arsenal wingers and like Martin Odegaard I don't know if it's a trust issue. You don't pass him the ball. He doesn't move well. He doesn't move well, and I get it. He doesn't move well. Forget his. But by the way, Erling Haaland coming to the Premier League, bro. We saw the footage. He can dribble, can drive with the ball. He can't hold up the play. His first touch is not good. And Pep Guardiola said, "Fuck all of this. We're gonna get you the one-touch finishes. Your movement. This is your movement. This is how we're gonna play. You'll be here. You're strong. Bam, goals. Right?
That's what I'm trying to get at. Is with Haaland, at least he can hold off players. Gyökeres isn't doing that.
But by the way, in the beginning of in the first season, Haaland was the king of one-touch finish. There is no hold-up play.
Nothing.
People said that Man City were playing 10 players. If he's not,
that's my point. Everybody was so quick to tell us all the deficiencies in his game, and instead of looking at what he does well and holding some of those players on the pitch alongside him accountable for playing to his strengths. Again, people at the beginning of this season, it was, oh, you're Haaland FC. If Haaland doesn't score, you're never gonna. I don't care if he scores every game, every shot for us all season long, because I know that I have the world's best finisher playing today. I should be giving him the ball every time I can. So again, I'm not suggesting that this guy Gyokeres is any good or not. I don't know, but again, when he was scoring for fun in Portugal, and which is to your point, maybe the Portuguese league is a little bit of a.
Nunes was doing it. Bastos
yeah.
was doing
So
it,
when these, yeah. So you have to. It's incumbent on the manager to, in some respects, get him in good positions, and Arteta hasn't been able to do that. Hasn't been able to get his players to play in a way that allows him to thrive.
Is Arsenal capable of that? Because even before Gyokeres, they were saying they don't create many chances as well. So,
and no matter who's up top, they've had an issue.
They used to create for Havertz.
Mm-hmm.
They used to create good amount of chances.
But then they changed up the entire way that they play.
In the beginning of last season, Saka was leading the league in big chances created before he got injured.
No. But but even with Havertz, the reason why that stat is out there is because Havertz is involved in the game. And that extra man doing what Havertz does, or Jesus does, or even when Moreno plays what he does, is what makes us create those opportunities. Because now we've overloaded the midfield, we've got a player coming in that then allowed them to create the space, get the wingers in behind, and that's what works. Whereas with Gyokeres, you need to feed him. But even then, even if we do feed him, he's not been that good. He's not getting involved.
No.
He's not, even with Haaland, sometimes when the ball isn't coming to him, he'll then come into the game and get himself involved, and then make that moment happen where he can then do the one-touch finish.
So are we saying that Arsenal have problems?
Oh, 100%. Just get Gyokeres out, put another striker in. Simple.
Yeah.
You think that?
So Havertz or Jesus?
I cannot wait for Havertz to come back. Misery, man.
But isn't that gonna be the same team that didn't win the league before?
Yeah.
So what was
Hey, to be fair, it was the Liverpool.
The same thing.
No. With Havertz,
I'm being honest. Is it like
No,
rinse and repeat? And like
no, it's not the same team. There's a new players. You got more off the bench. And
Subamendi is different, but Odegaard is less.
Eze's the same.
Odegaard
Eze is different.
Eze is different, but he doesn't play because he likes Odegaard.
No.
I mean, the whole squad's improved. Yeah, your whole squad's improved massively.
Yeah.
I would have to. By the way, I'm gonna give a shout to Nkapia today. Nkapia today looked amazing, to be honest. I like the guy. I like him. He's fantastic. I just don't like, man, some said it. You're really playing you're playing Declan Rice with Zubamendi and Zubamendi. That's your midfield. Your midfield look like Zubamendi and Zubamendi. Bro, Declan Rice doesn't do anything more than Zubamendi. He does.
I mean, to be fair, Mo,
he needs to be rotated out. Like when he
exactly.
It is different when like Rice is fully on it. It is very different. But
your manager is asking Rice to get involved in the build-up play, and Odegaard to get involved in the build-up play, and Zubamendi to get involved in the build. So who's gonna be forward? Who's gonna do something different? Nobody.
Gyokeres out. Don't worry, money will change. I just need Gyokeres to go. And
I genuinely believe like this full control football. It will work until it fucking doesn't. Until it won't.
No, but there's an issue.
Promise you. No.
I understand it, but the reality is most of these teams, if you look at where they sit very deep. There's not much you can do.
And you're not helping. But you're not helping because Everton tried to press. You bypass the press. and Odegaard stopped it and told everyone to calm down, and you built from the back to push them back to their half. You literally did that
Yeah,
three times.
that's where Odegaard needs to improve, but that's not a style.
That's what Arteta needs to tell Odegaard to do what he did on the counter attack.
But okay, you can say it's a manager instruction if Eze also did that, but Eze doesn't do that.
But Rice did this. Rice today got the ball, you bypass the press, you got Rice in spaces, and he told everyone calm down, passed it back. Hincapié, Saliba, Timber, Saliba, Hincapié, Calafiori, Timber comes back, go back, forward. And then Everton are like jogging back, and then they are in their area, try to break us down.
As often in games though. When they
today it did happen about 3-4 times.
Yeah, but that's
3-4 times.
Again, this season, generally speaking, when teams open up, we absolutely fuck them.
Everton don't open up. They tried to press, but you had the chance. And I think your manager. I wanna move on from Arsenal a little bit, to be honest. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you something. Winning against Everton away from home is an impressive result. It's a very, very good result. City just did it, if I'm not mistaken. They went to Everton and won. If I'm not mistaken. It's a good result. You have 2 games at home. City have two away games. They have Forest and they have Sunderland. You have 2 home games. I think that this is where Arsenal should actually a little bit increase the gap. A little bit. For City,
why do you think that? You think we're going to drop points in these 2 games?
Okay, so if you win both games away from home against Forest and against Sunderland, you at that time you would have done more than what I expected. I'm expecting you to drop points in one of them, right? I actually think currently as it stands, Arsenal are performing exactly as they're performing. Manchester City are overperforming from my expectations. Aston Villa are overperforming. Chelsea are underperforming. Liverpool are underperforming. And Man United are overperforming or performing as I expected. This is my analysis. I don't think that the gap is small because Arsenal are fumbling. It's just because City are doing much more than what I expected.
Why did you expect so little?
Yeah,
I didn't expect little.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did we speak about this before?
I don't know if we
go
did.
ahead.
I guess I'm wondering if, because I feel like a lot of rivals saw what happened last season. We struggled, admittedly.
Rodri.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know how to adapt to Rodri. It was in January that we went and we got Nico G. We brought in a couple other reinforcements, and the second half of our season was entirely different. We were much better, and it gave us it's kind of set the table for this season. And I feel like so many fans are looking at last season and thinking we're that team, and we're not that team. Not only do we play differently than we tried to play last season, we've got additional players in like the Cherkis and the Reinders of the world and all those people. We're not that team, and I feel like people are holding on and expecting us to play like last season, and that's
I can
not
answer this very simple, right? But let me do these super chats. Don't blame Gyokeres because your manager is Ray Charles with attackers. Fonzie, fair enough. Fonzie, by the way, I know you sent a comment about Haaland at Dortmund. We saw how Haaland did it in City in the beginning. He wasn't great he doesn't have the same technical ability as others. Yeah. He wasn't good. Yeah. New rule will implement re-reffing corners next year. I didn't know that, my friend.
Is that real?
Is that real? I don't know that.
I can't tell that's real. That's just off.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
United ruin players. How is Garnacho performing? Marshall, quickly before we go to the Chelsea game.
Not that great. Same Garnacho from Man United.
Same exact Garnacho as Man United because he was never a good player, RSV. Never. Pons is saying, shouldn't have made fun of Nunes. You got your own now. Sulz, you made a lot of fun.
You just said that blame the manager. Make your mind up.
See? 1-0 Sulz. For City, I'm going to tell you some of the games that I didn't expect you to be that. Like I expected you to drop points at, right? I expected you to Brentford to struggle. I expected you to struggle against Crystal Palace away from home. You won 3-0.
Oh.
I expected you to struggle a little bit. Against Newcastle, you struggled a little bit. These are the games. So I expected you to be a little bit behind where you are now. By 3-4 points. So that means Arsenal have 5 points ahead, which is supposed to be a healthy lead. And there are reasons why I expected this. I want to get everyone else. Like I feel like I'm talking a lot on the show. But I'm going to tell you. no one can tell me that they expected Nico O'Reilly to be that good. No one expected.
Oh, pause for a second, because I disagree. Nico O'Reilly was very good last season, and to the point where we knew coming into this season that we felt we went and got Ike Nori just because we wanted what I'll call classically trained, or this is his core position, right? But when to the point where last season people were upset that Pep didn't turn to Nico O'Reilly sooner. It was the issue. Pep was a little reluctant to make the changes that we felt were necessary last season and play some of those young kids. So Nico O'Reilly has been exceptional since he came into the squad.
Not exceptional. He's been good this season. He's
okay.
Been
well, I'm a City fan. I'm allowed a little bit of superlatives about my players, right?
Okay. This season, Nico O'Reilly currently for me the best left back in the league.
That's my point.
Yeah,
but I didn't expect that.
Fury, you could say as well.
I don't think. I think Nico O'Reilly has been better for me.
Now, this is a kid that's 20 years old and is going to likely be England's left back at the World Cup.
I didn't expect Matheus Nunes to be that good. There is another
fair,
one,
and I think he's performed better than people thought. Yep.
There is another one. Donnarumma has improved massively with his feet since he joined Manchester City.
Has he?
What did you see today? Did you see the
couple
of passes
to
I don't think he's been great
to Matheus Nunes?
I don't think he's been great with his feet. I mean, again, I feel like coming in, I think so for me, I can only speak for myself, and there's other City fans like me. I did not believe we were going to go for him because I just didn't see how he fit into a Pep system. And we know that we've changed the system. We don't play the same way. Yeah, we don't play the same way, so it's been less of an issue. But I don't think he's been great with his feet. So if you're telling me that he's improved, then that just says how poor, which is why he maybe got let go from PSG.
The last part about City is that nobody and no one, apart from one person, which is Martin from the Mancunian way, big up Martin, that actually thought that City would change from a ball position team that they played 7 years after 8 years under Pep Guardiola to a team that is defending compact, defending numbers, hustle back when they lose the ball, can defend in their box. No one has said that. And any City fan, not you, in the chat or any show that tells me, I saw this coming, you saw it in your dreams.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect that.
No one saw City defend a 1-0 lead in their box. No one saw City at the Etihad defend deep in their area to protect leads, right? Not against like if they're 2-1 or 2-0 up, they go. No one told me that City will have a 33.8% ball position against Man United at Etihad. So anybody that says, I told you so, no, you didn't tell me. So Pep Guardiola surprised me as much as you. It's as simple as that. Right? So that's hence why I say that City have exceeded my expectations in a good way this season. In a good way. At least we have a good title race.
So I see this comment, and you don't have to pull it up on the screen, but talking about MLS, talking about Miles Lewis Skelly. It's sold M1Q 740. Anyway, he's talking about Miles Lewis Skelly, right? And again, I don't know how long Miles Lewis Skelly played at left back, but I can tell you from about this time last season, a little bit after this, we went to Nico O'Reilly. He's been good to exceptional the entire time. That's not his main position. He may decide that he wants to get out of there and go back into the midfield and try to make his way there. But I don't see a drop off coming. The dude is, again, we saw he's got the pace. There was a graphic that said he had the top speed, I believe it was. So for City players. So he's got pace, he's got physicality, he's a ball player because he's a midfielder by trade. He's got everything that we would need and he needs. And so I just genuinely don't see. He's gone up against Vinny, he's gone up against Saka, he's gone up against all the big wingers in the world, and he's held his own. Does he make mistakes? Every player does. But I think he is the mistakes are much less than all the times when he has good performances. I don't see that falling off.
I think you know with Man City, when I look at you guys, like the improvements, like in the last 6 games, the reason for the improvements when you talk about City overall, is the defensive consistency. Like you got the same defense and the goalkeeper every single time.
Yeah.
Before, when you was like dropping off and off form, on form, is because you kept them changing the defense on a consistent basis.
We had a lot of injuries in our defense last season, and so we had to chop and change, and it wasn't. And then the players that we were bringing in were closer to the end of their careers than they are to the beginning, right? So and we had to, like we're doing now to a certain extent, we had to kind of spam some players out there. We're playing every match because we couldn't keep people healthy. It didn't go well for us last season. Like right now, I tell you, I want Rodri to get back and get healthy because I want to give Nico G a little bit of a rest. I think we're playing him a lot, but he's a young kid. He's not, he's 24, I think. So 25. So I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, I think to your point, there is something to be said for having a consistent lineup. You don't have to play with each other and together.
It shows in the numbers, Tarik, right? It shows in the numbers. So the last time I analyzed Manchester City that deep was the 5-4 and 3-2 against Leeds. Since then, it's 4 games, clean sheets, 3-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0.
Yep.
So changed.
Yeah.
So we got to change how we analyze because Pep Guardiola have changed even. The defense have changed the way they defend, right? Donnarumma is being better and better and better. He's not allowing goals. Maybe the defense is not allowing the same quality chances that they used to allow before. So City are changing and they are evolving. Again, I'm waiting to see the away games, the 2 away games, to actually make the judgment, the full judgment, of course. Guys, can we get the likes up a little bit? We're not even on 200 likes. Hit the like buttons. Chelsea, Newcastle. Marshall, are you still finishing above Arsenal in the league?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
No, stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
I want to say yes, but
I'm gonna stop the joke. What did you make of the game? Did you deserve a point, or you don't think that you deserve the 3 points?
It depends. Are you asking me about the first half or the second half?
I'm talking about that over 90 minutes.
Yeah, over the entirety of the game. Oh man. I mean, when you look at the result and you don't look at the game, usually 12:30 kickoff away at St. James's Park. If you walk away at 1 point, you're relatively happy. But god damn, that first half. Oh my days. You're telling me I woke up, and shout out to the West Coast fans, right, in the US, but you're telling me I woke up at 7 a.m. to watch that half? I almost didn't watch the second half because I was like, I just want to go to sleep. West Coast people were watching that at 4 a.m, 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I woke up at 6:30 here. Yes.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I woke up this early. I had people over last night, so I didn't really like get to bed early either. So I was on lack of sleep, and I'm watching this dross on the pitch, and I'm like, oh my god, Newcastle are absolutely bending us over. And luckily, second half happens, and it's a complete opposite. And it was a very entertaining game. To be fair, both sides probably could have came out with the win. You probably would have been like, you know what, deserved, because Harvey Barnes missed like a hat trick. Harvey Barnes needs to leave Newcastle after that performance because he missed a hat trick of goals. But to be fair to Chelsea too, like we had some chances as well in that second half. We were a lot better, but I'm happy that we at least came out with a point. Yeah. Especially with how congested the fixtures have been and all that. We have a break now until Aston Villa, so we have a week off, whereas, Arsenal have to play on Tuesday, then they have to go, and I forget who they're playing on Saturday, but they have another game on Saturday. So I wish it was 3 points, but it's St. James's Park.
I want to ask Ash a question.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cheeky, right? Do you think there's a difference between you and Chelsea in terms of quality and all the stuff and manager and everything?
I've always said this. Currently, I think us and Chelsea are at a very similar level at the moment. I don't think there's massively difference between us two. That's why when I speak to the likes of Quest that thinks that Chelsea's clear of us, I think that's a bit crazy of a statement. I don't think we're too massively different. I think we're in a very sort of similar position. I think our squad is quite good, but you can say the same with Chelsea's. So that's why I said I think Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal are the top 3, and then I think you have just below that Chelsea and Newcastle, going between the 4th and 5th slots. So yeah, I don't think there's massively difference. But I had personally a completely different take of the game. I thought we definitely should have had 3 points. Voltemada missed a hat trick in the first half. There was a controversial handball that I still think Fofana should have. He had his hand away from his body.
How wasn't that a penalty? I don't know.
I don't know. And then Anthony Gordon got absolutely flipping bodied by Trevor Chalobah, which that if we're talking about that being a slight shoulder barge, that's a joke because the leg and the thigh came across and hit Anthony Gordon first. I think we definitely should have scored more. I can see from a neutral point of view, this game would have been absolutely amazing to watch because it was a game of two halves that we missed chances, especially in the second half, that I was screaming at Elanga because he should have squared the ball to Harvey Barnes.
That was so useless.
Yeah, when we brought on Harvey Barnes and Elanga, we didn't look amazing. But look, I was slightly more worried because we had Lewis Miley playing his second game as right back. And oh my God, he looks absolutely amazing. Like this kid's 19
for that.
The thing is, this kid's 19 years old and he plays centre mid. And we've put him as a makeshift right back, and he's looked absolutely unbelievable. I still think he is better in a centre mid role, and I'm sure he'll go back to that when we get our players back. But yeah, I think we definitely missed the 3 points. But I'm not going to take anything away from the Reece James's free kick because that was amazing.
Just his performance in general, really.
Yeah, he's been amazing not being put in that centre mid role that Maresca's put him in. So.
Yeah. I think this game, I'll say, like, you got to give credit to Eddie Howe, honestly, because I think with the window that he got, with all the controversy that happened with Isak and just how disastrous your window was, right? I mean, you're probably really happy that Malik Chow has been working out for you. You're probably
he's unbelievable, by the way.
He was real outside of obviously the second goal that we scored with João Pedro. I can't put that much on Malik Chow because that's just a moment that João Pedro was just brilliant. That was like
he misread the ball. That's what he did, didn't it?
Yeah, he headed the ball and it kind of went the opposite direction.
He headed the ball on the side so that he would take Malik Chow out of the game, or out of the play, which was brilliant on him. But he doesn't do that enough. So I can't I'll be like, oh, this is just the quality of João Pedro, and this is just how bad Malik Chow is.
You got one win in 5. Are you worried at all about? By the way, in the next games, you play Villa, Bournemouth at home, and then you play City away, Fulham away. Are you worried at all about your position on the table?
I mean, yes and no. I do think that I think I'm at the point now where, like, I'll be happy if we finish second. I don't think we're in a title race. We're too inconsistent to be in a title race.
I'm not sure if you're rage baiting or second.
I'm not. I'm being so honest. I do think like it's close enough where we could.
So it's gone from we're going to finish above Arsenal to we can't now compete for the title. Like,
yeah. Listen, I'm as deluded of a Chelsea fan as I can get. I try to be realistic.
Oh no. Your whole fan base is just deluded. Oh, we're the champions of the world, and then you're going to
we
compete
are.
for the title. Don't know about that word. Yeah, so
did he just say, like, with a straight face to say that you're going to finish second?
Do this gimmick thing.
You're 10 points behind. You're 10 points behind Arsenal. If the same trajectory the same, you'll finish 20 points behind the league leaders at the end of the season.
Okay, let's follow my logic here.
Okay, what's your logic?
This team, we've seen this whole season. They step up for the big games, and they don't do it for the smaller games.
They didn't step up today, though.
That's a big game today, isn't it?
But 1 point. Most of us on this panel will probably take a point 12:30 at St. James's Park, especially this time of year when it's a congested fixture.
But yeah,
the City lost, to be honest.
Yeah, like I'm okay with the point considering it should have been a win. Be considering like if we had as good a first half performance.
How could it be a win for you? You should.
No, I said it should have been. It should have been. Considering
what do you mean it should have been? It should have been a loss because based on the game's
balance. If we played that first half,
based on the game,
second half, different conversation.
No,
Right?
but they got.
If they got their chances done in the first half,
If Eddie,
Hold
what
on.
is
Bro,
that?
Am I following your logic?
Bro,
What?
if Newcastle scored 10 goals in the first half and then didn't score in the second half and you scored 1 goal and you just went, do you know what? If we played the second half like we did in the first half and just got rid of 10 goals that Newcastle scored in the first half, then we would have won the game.
It's not even
Of
about the
course.
goals. It's about the fact that you guys completely controlled that first half. We didn't do anything in that first half. Once the second half came along, it looked like we turned it on. You saw Reece James step
Right.
up. You saw Caicedo step up.
Okay, quickly answer me this. How many big chances did you have? If you know off the top of your head. The whole game.
Probably in the whole game, I'd probably say about four or
One.
5.
You had one
Fat
big
Mark
chance
says
in the whole.
one.
You had one
I'd say
one big
Liverpool.
chance the whole game. We had 7.
Yeah, but I think if we
7?
play that first half the way we play the second half, it's a different story. But the problem with my team is the mentality sometimes, right?
No, but
We
you
step up-
don't. Okay, Marshall, I'm gonna stop you here. I don't want
Sure.
to, but you don't. Let me just say that if Arsenal play the same way they played against Leeds, they will win the league. Like it will be in their pocket. If Liverpool had the same mentality as the first 5 games, they would have been top of the table.
Mhm.
The reason why Wolves are in relegation and Man United are not good because Man United cannot put in the good performances consistently. If Chelsea played the same way as you played the second half today in all games, you would win the league. But that doesn't happen because you don't, because you're not good enough to put this performance consistent.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not.
and I think, like I said, I think a lot of it stems from mentality. Because if this was the, let's say, FA Cup final
Quality.
against
Today
Newcastle,
was quality.
totally different.
No, today was quality, not mentality. I saw Newcastle press. I saw Miley being on the right back, played very good quality. I saw Lewis Hall having good. I didn't think it was a mentality today. I thought it was quality. I thought tactically. I thought I'm gonna give you why tactically. I thought it's when we can discuss that. I saw that you had a passenger in the first half in the middle, and that's why Newcastle were
100%.
able to push a guy extra to support the fullbacks. I thought tactically your manager was stubborn to not ask the wingers to support the fullbacks. That's why they always had a 2-on-1 in your fullbacks.
That's
And don't
why-
tell me that
that's
both
why-
were lazy.
That's
That's
why
tactics.
that's why, like, I agree. It is tactics, which is why I give Eddie Howe credit. Eddie Howe essentially forced us to go to Garnacho every single time. That's why every single build-up play, every single time we had possession, we're going to Garnacho. And what does Garnacho do? Fuck all, because he can't beat a midfielder at right back for whatever reason.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, but it came from Eddie Howe setting up so that you're not getting the ball to Neto. You give the ball to Neto. Neto does create something, even though he's not the most flashy winger. He's getting us GNA. He's our top goal scorer right now. So Eddie Howe did a good job of isolating him out in the second half. And
But can I ask you something more? Today you had your strongest lineup in terms of strongest lineup today.
Sure,
Because-
it's a strong
Okay.
lineup. Yeah.
It's okay. Attacking wise, João Pedro, Neto, Garnacho. I would take Jacob Murphy, Anthony Gordon, and Voltemada.
Yeah, I don't blame you for saying that. Yeah, they were.
Am I wrong to
especially
say this?
Voltemada.
Anybody in the panel? Am I wrong? Jacob
No, you're not
Murphy,
wrong.
Voltemada, Anthony
You're
Gordon
muted,
ahead
Sulz.
of Neto, Garnacho, and João Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You're
right.
muted,
muted.
Sulz. You're muted. You're muted.
No, I think you're right.
Wait, why is it? Why is it not your strongest lineup? The only player missing was Enzo. Enzo-
Yeah, that's really the only one in question.
Missing, he's
Is Enzo.
Today,
I was going to say he wasn't even
missing.
missing. He was on the bench.
wasn't
Oh,
missing.
yeah. Sorry.
He
yeah.
wasn't missing. And I said that to Ashraf, Hussam, and Dennis and Couch Critic. I said, because Malagusto is doing very well at right back, and Reece James is doing very well, when Palmer is back, the one that will get dropped is Enzo Fernandez. Unless he plays Palmer on the wing. And he doesn't want to do that. He's refusing to do that. So today, this is Chelsea's strong lineup. They bought 2 wingers to the left, right? Garnacho and Gittins, right?
Yeah.
The more experienced one started today, which is Garnacho. The club bought 2 wingers. They started the starter. On the right side, Neto's the starter. Estevao is the bench player because he's the young guy. João Pedro is the starting forward. Delap is the bench.
Yeah.
The number 10 is Cole Palmer. Today, this was Chelsea's strongest lineup
Yeah.
on paper.
And-
It's on their
And
club's choice.
do you know what the funniest thing was? So the whole reason I said before the game that I was slightly worried about our team was because of our backline, because our defense is currently in the bin. Like like Dan Burns got a flipping punctured lung, so he ain't going to be playing for another month. But Fabian Schär is literally got grey hairs and turned 34 today. We have a right back that's a midfielder. I was worried about what Cole Palmer was going to be doing to us, and Eddie Howe tactically got this spot on. He took the
Palmer's still not 100%.
Yeah, I mean you could tell, but he tactically he kept it to the wings, which brought James and Caicedo a lot more out of the game in the first half, and
100%.
That's how good tactically he set that up. Which I mean, of course, the second half changed a bit, which you guys looked a bit more on it. Which I mean, normally any team that comes to St James's Park, we always have a very high press. But I think today the team had something to prove, especially after the Sunderland game, that we looked very lackluster. The intensity, I was all behind it. But yeah, I think I was surprised a bit about Chelsea's performance, especially in the first half. I thought you guys would have put on a bit more. But again,
what happened to you guys in the second half though? Like, why did it just drop off? Like, is it because you're 2-0 up, or what's the reasons for you guys? One half and then the second half is different.
I mean, the second half it dropped off in some levels because we swapped, like, say, the wingers out. We took Gordon and Murphy off and had Elanga and Barnes, and they were a step below. But granted, they still had very big chances to score. They should have scored multiple. Like, there was one I thought Barnes actually scored a goal. It hit the flipping advertisement stand, like about a millimetre away from the post and hit the back of the net. I flipping celebrated. I thought we were 3-2 up at that point. But no, we definitely had our chances. But I mean, no matter what you do, if you come out all guns blazing in the first half, you're going to have a drop of energy and stuff. So it was always going to happen. We just needed to capitalize more on goals in the first half.
But this is why, again, like I go back to like the strongest lineup thing, right? Because Eddie Howe, you could see clearly when he saw that Malo Gusto was on the pitch, he took advantage of the fact that Malo Gusto is going to leave gaps in the defense when he goes to attack. And that's how you get the first goal. Malo Gusto is not tracking Gordon. Gordon, gets the shot off. Sanchez, brilliant save. I can't complain about Sanchez this season. Any Chelsea fan complaining about Sanchez this season is obviously just an agenda. But then Chalobah slips. It's a sloppy goal, but it comes from the fact that Malo Gusto is not tracking Gordon. Gordon has a shot on goal when he shouldn't have a shot on goal. And again, Eddie Howe set up so that he exploited Malo Gusto, and rightfully so. Malo Gusto got hooked in the second half. So it's just like
didn't he get hooked because he had a yellow card?
He also got that game was insane. There was 9 yellow cards in that game. I'm surprised he got sent off.
You guys got so many yellows, especially for Sanchez. Sanchez in 7 minutes when running up to the referee.
Because Malo Gusto was actually down injured. That was partially also why he got taken off. He was down injured, and I mean Newcastle don't need to stop the play, but he was out injured. We were down to 10 minutes in that play, and Sanchez got pissed off.
Yeah, but exactly. That's the thing. You should never be losing your head, though, in situations like that.
Especially not 7 minutes
calm. We're not calm, but he's usually like the least emotional in that defense because he's been relatively stable, not getting caught in the moment and stuff and keeping that defense calm. But he lost his head in that moment. But overall, like in today's game, like I disagree with the whole Chalobah thing. Like I think there was enough shoulder to shoulder where that wasn't a foul. And towards the second half, like Harvey was looking for the penalty. Like Newcastle were looking for penalties at that point. Like Reece barely touched Harvey, and he goes diving.
No. I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying about Barnes because especially the red card check at the end, there was nothing in that. There was another one where he went down. There was nothing in that, but. At the same time, it was very weird because it was like there was not really a check on the handball from, say, Fofana, but then there was an actual whole penalty check about Anthony Gordon when he had his hand towards his body when it bounced off him, and he wasn't even in the box.
Yeah, the referee was shocking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the referee in that game was absolutely horrific.
No, but like in terms of like the way the season is going right now, and going back to Mo's original question about how I see the rest of the games going. This team is weird This team is weird. They'll step up for the occasion, but then when it's a game, you think they're gonna just walk and mosey through it like a Leeds or whatever. They just take their foot off the gas. They don't want to show up for it, and then we get the results that we get. And I know, Mresca, the inexperience with a congested fixture schedule with Champions League and balancing it out. We see how Newcastle struggle with it. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's in the same boat. That's why I see
But you shouldn't be in the same boat, to be honest with you. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be in the same boat with Sunderland.
Again, outside of City this month, what club has looked super convincing? Like in this month of December, we saw Arsenal's gap reduced to 2 points because just the amount of games.
Well, I know. But Arsenal gap increased from 5 points ahead of you to 10. That bad Arsenal that you're talking about, they had a 5-point gap on you, but today they have a 10-point gap.
Yeah, we've also dropped in quality.
So you can talk about City improving and actually closing out the gap. Remember that you were ahead of City before the last month. So your gap. So yes, my City have closed the gap on them, but you had number one, you had a gap from the teams below you a little bit. You're in a cluster fuck in that middle thing. You're lucky that Crystal Palace fumbled against Leeds today. Yeah, and you are. You're the same point.
We're in fourth no matter the result. That's that much I know.
All the Chelsea fans that keep telling me about we are fourth and that is what we think about. This is not the end of the season to tell for us to say, yeah, I'm looking at the result. I'm looking at the result. I'm looking at the results only. That's at the end of the season. We are analyzing performances because. If we say that, so Arsenal top of the league, they're winning the league and City finishing second. No, are Arsenal in danger of fumbling? How do we look at the performances? You're 1 win in 5, right? Over the last 5 games, you've won 1 win, only that last game. And I think now Palmer is coming back. I thought he was a passenger today.
He was.
And I thought Maresca should have subbed him earlier than this because that's how Newcastle probably won the midfield battle. Because he cannot afford a passenger again. He didn't used to be like this, but he's come back from injury. I'm giving him leeway. I think there is something. Kukureya's form have dropped massively, by the way, lately, which is he's tired because you don't have a left back. Right? He playing 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. That's a choice.
Doesn't want to use him. He doesn't trust him. Like there's a lot of factors, right, Mo? Like I get it. It's pretty easy to just like look at it from this perspective that we're all looking at it from the outside looking in and saying like you got 1 win in the last 5, all this and that, and the drop off in form. But it's no coincidence that it's happening now when the congested fixture schedule in December, we know it's the most congested it's going to be, right? I'm at this point as a Chelsea fan.
But your squad is deep. Your squad is deep.
Yes, but it's not
numbers
deep.
and names. Numbers and names.
I don't know about names. Because like if you ask a Chelsea fan right now, do they like the signing of Gittins and Garnacho? They're probably going to tell you no. And we were supposed to upgrade from Madueke. We look like we just gone sideways. You know what I'm saying? And we spent more money. So it's like it's not been good enough in that sense. When you look at the midfield depth that we're supposed to have, it's really only Andre Santos right now because Isugo's hurt, Lavia's hurt again. And Levi Colwell not being in that center back, we're finally figuring out a good pairing with Chalobah and Fofana, which has been great. Maybe not today, but it relatively has been better. And Palmer's been out for most of the season. What I will say is I expected us to drop in form in December. What I'm hoping is different from last season is that January doesn't continue to be this bad, right? If you have the same exact type of results or similar to what you had last season December, but January you improve instead of being as bad as we were last season, because I think that's where a lot of the damage happened. I think we're still in this conversation of a top 4 race and we're still in that top 4 area. And maybe because we have some injuries coming back versus right now, for example, Arsenal, they've had a few injuries that they gotten over the course of the last few games. City, we'll see, because Foden, Haaland, or Cherki, if one of those guys go down, maybe we're seeing a dip in performances as well. Mm-hmm. I do think maybe January could be the part of the season where we start to turn it around and maybe close the gap a little more. Hopefully. If not, I'll be here to answer for that crime.
Ash, are you expecting to catch up with the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and these guys, Sunderland?
Yeah, I mean, last season we had a terrible start to the season as well, and then 2 games before the end, we were in touch and distance of second. I think we need to strengthen a bit in January. To be honest, we really need to do something about our wing back positions because Tino and Lewis Hall keeps on getting injured, and they are absolutely unbelievable when they're fit, but they keep on having problems. We definitely need to do something about that, and potentially even a midfielder. Obviously, Bruno and Tonali is amazing, but sometimes, I mean, Jacob Ramsey looked great today, but we're having a bit of an issue sometimes breaking the ball from the back of the midfield to the front. We could do with
Are you
someone.
looking for an enforcer or something like that? Like someone like in a DM position instead of like
Looking for another thug there, another thug.
Just
guys.
Yeah, maybe another Joe Linton or something.
Another guy to kick some ass. Another guy to slap people.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Eddie Howe to look at some Sunday League teams. I don't know. We'll see what we do about that. But yeah, we definitely need another sort of right and left wing back. I think that would help us a lot because we've looked completely different when we've had right and left wing backs. Right backs and left backs, because at the moment this season we've had Dan Burn at left back most of the time. We've had Tino swapping over to the left back role. It's been a really makeshift back line that we've had constantly. We've not been settled. So
I think that midfield needed Idrissa Gana Gueye. I think it would be absolutely fantastic with the guys. Yeah, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and I think your midfield
he's amazing. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Imagine Idrissa Gana Gueye, Guimaraes, Tonali, Joao Linton.
Huge. Physical, for sure.
Yeah. And then, bro, I think he's too old for you guys. Should I bet on the you winning? I don't know. Man City winning the Premier League?
That is a great question. The you winning the national championship. We're not going to be. We are not the favorite team. But we weren't favored coming into this game today either, so we won it. So, I mean, there's definitely a chance. Man City winning the PL is probably a better shout just because they've done it. The U hasn't, but, I'm going for both of them. So we'll get them both done this season.
Fozi, the manager, needs to do better with down to 10 and 9 men. Need a new right back. Bradley is back up. We'll talk about Liverpool in a second. Mm-hmm. It's the holiday season, so God bless Marshall, the eagle of Chelsea.
I say the eagle of Chelsea too. So it makes sense.
The eagle of Chelsea sounds better. The eagle is a top guy, to be honest with you. Eagle is a top guy. Big up Eagle. Guys, get the likes up, people. At the last point, people think that we're too harsh on Chelsea. Let us be. You should do better. And you guys know
how much money we spent and all the talk.
Not only that. With Marshall saying they're gonna finish ahead of Arsenal, with you guys saying some of you saying that you got the best squad, with some of you saying that you got the best starting lineup in some areas, I'm expecting you to do better. With me expecting you to be in a title race, I'm expecting you to do better than this. Right? If you say that I'm gonna finish ahead of Arsenal, you know who you remind me of?
Hang on,
no, all that can I say.
When did he say that?
I remember people in the chat will remember this. There is a video on my channel 2 years ago. Canopy versus Will. When Spurs were doing very good in the first 10 games under Ange, and that ended badly for Spurs. Marshall, you said you're gonna finish ahead of Arsenal. The gap is 10 points.
Yeah. 10. Not looking good, man.
It's not looking good because I'm not saying that Arsenal win the league, but I'm going to tell you something. If Chelsea finish more than 10 points behind whoever wins the league, you went backwards.
Yeah.
With all the money that you spent, you went backwards.
Very uncomfortable conversations if that happens.
It's going to be, and it's not on the manager. It is not on Maresca.
Thank you. Yes.
I was saying, you think he's going to take the blame for it, though, especially with the conversation that this week has had him potentially.
I think that's where a lot of his frustration comes from, is the fact that he is being scapegoated for, because I said this on my channel, it's kind of like a double-edged sword right now with Chelsea, where let's just say, for example, it's hypothetical, guys, don't get offended, souls. Let's say Chelsea win the league, right? by some miracle, Chelsea win the league or Champions League, whatever, right?
Can you say
You're
that
the
again?
worst. No, do not out of context clip this.
Keep going,
I'm
bro.
saying, in a hypothetical, if they were to win the league, unfortunately, the directors who gave him Garnacho and Gittins and all these bad players are going to get credit. And they're going to take a bow and they're going to be like, look at all the great job we did. You see, Maresca, we told you. You could do it with Garnacho. You could do it with Tosin. You could do it with all these players. You didn't need a center back. All that complaining you did, you see, it was for nothing. We knew what we're talking about. But the reality is, Maresca's the one doing all the work. Maresca's the one doing all the heavy duty and the heavy lifting for these guys just to get credit. And then when it goes bad, they scapegoat him. They ignored the fact that he asked for a center back in the summer when Levi Colwell, our best center back, went down with an injury. So they want to ignore that context when they look at the results. They want to ignore the context of the amount of red cards that we got in when we had bad results in the beginning of the season. They want to ignore the context of we didn't have Cole Palmer for a good 2 months, who you guys know, Cole Palmer on his day takes Chelsea on his back and just carries us. He's that kind of a player at times. And they want to ignore the fact that there's the left wing department. It's horrible. We haven't upgraded on Nani. As of right now, we have not upgraded on Nani Madueke.
You have actually downgraded in my eyes.
I would agree.
I actually think you have downgraded.
And I never hated on Nani. I think he was a good signing for Arsenal. I thought he's going to do well for Arsenal, or at least have the same level that he was doing at Chelsea. But regardless, I think for Arsenal, it was a good signing to have. But again, we haven't upgraded. It feels like we've downgraded. Obviously, the rest of the season will tell if that's true. But as of right now, I don't feel confident in that. And then there's other factors too. So when all these bad results happen and Maresca's getting the brunt of it, I would be pissed off too when I'm trying to do my job and you got these managers and these directors micromanaging. So if I win anything, they stay in the job. But if I were to lose, I get the blame. So it's a frustrating position for Maresca, and I wouldn't be surprised if he walks at the end of the season.
100%. Listen, we'll see how your game next week against Villa.
It's a big one. We have a good record against Villa, though, but it's an important game. We'll have 7 days rest at least.
A different Villa, mate. No,
That's a title race Villa now.
Yeah.
3 points
I mean,
Villa are gonna go to that game wanting to see Chelsea in the rear view mirror.
We'll see.
Even if
Again,
they get
my
a
team always
point,
steps
they're
up
gonna
for
be
these
happy.
games.
We'll see how it goes.
These games.
We for Liverpool guys, we know now that Salah is the problem. Liverpool are winning without him. They're playing fantastic. Everyone knows that. It's proven today that Liverpool absolutely schooled Spurs without Mohamed Salah. Without Mohamed Salah. How did you see the masterclass from Arne Slot today? Against Spurs away from home though. Masterclass.
There's no masterclass, mate. There's no creativity in this team at all.
6 games unbeaten, beating Spurs away from home. Come on.
Hey, Wirtz and Isak linking up.
Yeah, Akitik scored. All the new signings got involved.
You guys need to calm down with this.
Isak
Calm
scored.
down. Calm down.
Although Isak's injured.
Calm down, guys. Like, it was a second half, performance. Even with 10 men, we were struggling to create a chance.
By the way, you're only 10 points behind Arsenal. Arsenal, you still have to play Arsenal. It's in your hands.
I'm not gonna say anything like that. I'm not gonna say I'm going to challenge him for the title right now, mate. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to be a whole lot of changes at this football club, mate. Because if we're struggling against 10 men and then 9 men, and we can't keep possession against teams.
Struggling against 9 men was fucking crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
to be honest with you, struggling, just gotta be on a serious note. The problem is they did it against Newcastle where they got dominated against 10 men. Dominated. And today, I'm like, I couldn't believe my eyes. Their players cannot pass the ball against 9 men. Just freaking keep the ball. Just pass it around.
You know what? 2 men. You know what is, Mo? You could blame the manager for so many things, but sometimes you got to ask questions about the players. You know what I mean? Like, they're professional players. That's 11 men on the pitch. They can't even pass 9 players. Nah, come on, man. Like, I've had enough of Arne Slot. I'm already Arne Slot out now, but I don't blame him for that performance today. Like, but listen, we've got to win out the way at least. But winning is what we need at the moment to get us back into the Champions League spots on a regular basis, and that's the way it's going.
Liverpool, it's fantastic. Spend 500 million. We got in Fozi TV, like and subscribe, talking about they need to be in the Champions League positions consistently. Wallahi,
We
fantastic.
can't, listen, we
Wallahi,
can't.
listen,
Hang on,
Wallahi, I
hang on,
applaud
bro.
you.
Bro, Mo, what can I say, mate? I was here in the beginning of the season telling you we're head and shoulders above everybody else with a $500 million we spent. Now I'm looking at a team that's the shadow of the team that I thought we was going to be. So I've got to be humble. I'm not going to be here sitting here like Chelsea fans going to tell you we're going to challenge for the title. We're back and all that stuff. We're humble, man. We're
Wait,
really,
Wait, hold on. How are you coming at me when you spent 500 mil in the summer? You broke the British transfer record twice, and then you're telling me you have to be humble?
2 billion.
What are we doing?
2 billion, 2 billion, bro. Don't forget 2 billion. Balloons are there. 2 billion. Yeah. You know, Chelsea spent everybody else. In
Exactly.
Yeah, but we didn't break the British transfer
Let's
record twice in the window. What are we doing?
relax.
And we're not
Fair.
defending champs.
Yeah, but listen.
You are world champs, though.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
world
we are.
champs. You're the best
Damn
team in
straight.
the world. You told us you're gonna, you know, be above Arsenal, so it's okay, man. You know what I mean?
I'm Conference League champs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Listen, I don't think we're gonna improve playing wise, but I think this hard to beat formation we're trying to, you know, create is the only way we could win games at the moment. Are we gonna improve? I don't know, guys, because when I look at Arne Slot at times, it looks like a man out of his depth, and the players, the way they're performing on the pitch, doesn't look like, you know, players that know what they're doing. Now, again, what he did in this game, Bradley got injured. Isak got injured. What did he do? He went back to Szoboszlai as a right back. He brings on a right back, then he puts the right back in the winger position, and he puts Szoboszlai as a right back. Why don't you change up? Maybe this is the game when the other team is down to 10 men. You could put a right back as a right back, and then you could put a midfielder in his own position so he could keep possession better. It's just a mess. It's a mess at our football club, guys. But listen, we're getting wins. We're 6 undefeated now, including the Champions League. So I'll take that all day long. I mean, we're not the Liverpool that I thought we're going to be this season. And I don't know how long Isak's going to be out for either, because they haven't said that. They're going to look at the scans. And hopefully something good comes out of it. But a lot of people saying it's a ACL. But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, at least he walked it off. It didn't have to get structured. So.
Oh no, but it could be an ACL. They walk
off all the time with those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually watch the game? Did you see what we did in the game? Did you guys?
I did watch the whole game.
Any positives in there? You know, because I haven't seen.
At least it's not Hugo Ekitike. That's the positive out of it, because that guy is he is him. He is Liverpool right now. Without him, you man are relegation fodder.
Yeah, man. We can't even create chances, bro. We don't even want goalkeepers.
Yeah. First half, the guy just puts him away. I don't know what. I'm so jealous of him. How did you end up with Hugo Ekitike, and then you decided to ruin him by buying Alexander Isak? You didn't need him.
Bro, we try to get him
the Ekitike decision was just it was a let me flex. Let me flex exactly. Let me flex my muscles. Let me prove a point.
No.
It was a fuck you. It was an F you to freaking Newcastle. Really.
Yeah, it was like
They would have been screwed. They're lucky to get Ekitike.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted to say something about. I wanted to say something about the injury actually, because there is a lot of people on Twitter now, big accounts, and people are retweeting them, are actually trying to blame Van de Ven for that tackle. And I know that people are emotional, and I know that it's an emotional, like, because he's like the star of Liverpool, that he's the one for the future, and they get Isak. But I don't think that Van de Ven did anything wrong. It's a
it wasn't malicious.
It's a very unfortunate situation. He was going to try to block the ball, and he's trying to block it with the right foot, and the other one was not even stretched. The left foot was behind him, right? And it's where Isak's foot landed after he took the shot.
Yeah,
it's landed between his legs. It's a very hard, because Van de Ven was just literally. I saw it in a very slow motion. Van de Ven was not even going for the legs. He was going in front of Alexander Isak. It's Alexander Isak momentum took him between the legs. It's a very unfortunate situation that Van de Ven was going hard, but I think it's a bad injury for him. This is just unfortunate for him. Very unfortunate for him that happened. It's anybody that says it's a bad tackle, you have never played football, because really it's not even going through the guy. Actually, it is not. And by the way, I'm just going to say, he didn't even go through him, by the way. He didn't even go through him. Right?
The leg was between the legs. That's what it was.
That's after Isak landed. That's after Isak landed, actually.
Yeah.
That's after he took the shot. It's not like that Isak was act like I'm gonna download the picture. It's actually the guy was not even between his like he wasn't even going to the body at all.
The shot.
Yeah,
he slid in, and it just happened. It was a freak incident. It happened.
The thing is, how I knew it wasn't a bad tackle was because when I watched it, I wasn't like, send him off. That should have been a penalty if it didn't go in. It wasn't anything that I thought was bad. It was just one of those things that was actually a coming together.
Yeah, that's an actual coming together. Yeah.
That's an actual coming together. It's just a freak accident, you know. But it's Hope he
people need to calm down.
Hope he gets better.
Bad, but it doesn't.
Guys, this is exactly
to go in there.
Bro,
Yeah, he didn't have
Van de Ven is not even going for the body. He's going in front of Alexander Isak.
Yeah,
you can tell here, like he's too like the back foot is too far even from Alexander Isak when he took the shot. He's going with the right foot to right to block the shot.
I wish Isak jumped when he hit the shot, man. That would have been easy for him.
Isak, it's just an unfortunate incident, but you can tell that Van de Ven is looking at the ball trying to block it. He's not even looking at the body or the legs of Isak. It's a very obvious thing, right? Definitely.
Yeah, it is what it is. Guys, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you got any hope for me this season?
No. Hope for what do you mean? Hope to do what?
If you do, then
hoping, man. Like we don't look good at all. So is there anything like are we gonna?
What do you mean? Hope for what? Hope for what? Yes, you're gonna make Champions League.
No,
you're gonna make Champions League.
As long as Hugo Ekitike is playing, there's hope.
All I'm saying is
playing. Then mate, you're done for, mate. You may as well fight with United fans.
Currently, you may actually be in a good position because Salah's out, so all that debate and when he's going to be in the team is obviously not. He's at AFCON, so that can't be a debate. Isak's now injured. You're going to have to play the likes of Wirtz and Ekitike together. Wirtz has got an assist today.
I was saying Wirtz got his assist, so that's a big thing for you guys.
Yeah, and he nearly got one the other week, but obviously it didn't go that way. But you know, it's you never know. You might start kicking on now, and then now you're gonna have a bit more settled squad.
What do you mean? Can someone? What does that mean? Kick on to do what?
Hey, we didn't even create chances in the first half.
Well, to your point about not creating chances, I mean, Fatmob says that your expected goals. Tottenham ended up with a higher expected goal XG than you guys did for the game, and then they played with 9 men or 10 men and then 9 men. So
I'm not even delusional, bro. I'm one of those realist people. I mean, like I can see that things are not working out on the pitch. I just want to hear you guys tell me. Do you?
But I wanna. So Fozi, you're a Liverpool content creator. I have a demand from you. I asked Sam for this. If you go today and you watch the likes of Jamie Carragher and the pundits and all the people that do Sky Sports and Talk Sport and media. Saying that Arne Slot have turned it around and Salah was the problem, right? Because you know that the narrative is going to go, he's 6 unbeaten, look at them being good, right? I want you to go on your channel, Fozi TV, and please say the truth. Because we cannot have just one people saying their truth. Because today, Tarik just said the XG was hard for Spurs with 9 men. Yes, you're actually in all the websites. So they created... I'm going to tell you guys something. Spurs had more shots.
What am I shocked?
Same number of big chances.
Okay, forget the chances. Spurs had more shots. Okay, you know why? You can create a chance. Spurs had more shots in general than Liverpool in a 90-minute game.
Can't even watch us anymore.
And then people tell me that Arne Slot, yes, he turned it around because he's good.
Absolutely not. I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys finish in Europa League places with the way you're playing. Because right now you have a good run of fixtures, but if you drop points at all, this is the run of fixtures that should give you the cushion to make mistakes afterwards when you have to go up against the Cities, the Chelseas again, and so on and so forth. Because those games are going to be tough, and those are the teams that have just over and over again this season.
Wirtz is playing well. At least he's got a GI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
He's now coming to Cherki's right leg. He's now equal to Cherki's right leg. He's kind of playing up to that level.
He's
That's
now
not what they keep telling me.
Hey, he's now on track for 2 GA this whole season, so
which is fantastic.
Piss, man. Stop it, guys, man.
Do you know, you guys know here in America, me and Tarik and Marshall, we
At
watch
least
it
you
in
see chances
America.
in your team. I don't see no chances in my team. We don't create shit. So at least you guys see the goalkeeper. I don't see no goalkeepers in my one, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, they do
Nine
that.
men are creating more chances than
Tarik and
11.
Marshall, they do the prices. They do the prices here in dollars on NBC.
Oh yeah.
So
they
that
do,
so today they actually showed his 0 GA in 15 games bought for $156 million. They actually showed it on the screen. They actually showed it on the screen. I'm like, hey, so fucking shameless. You
That's
know,
so
show it on the
diabolical.
screen.
I'm just glad they did it because they always do it for City. They always talk about, oh, City's lineup cost this much and this other team is only this much. It's like, dude, whatever. So yeah, I'm glad somebody else is getting some of the
media darlings.
I want to
That was
actually,
Jason
do you have
Wilson.
time a little bit to talk about the difference between Cherki and Wirtz this season and why someone flourishing and why someone is so like, yeah, it's a good touches and everything, but why someone looks like a world star and the other one doesn't? Does anybody know
because-
why?
It's
but the
because
difference-
Cherki comes from a league where it's actually physical. Like people don't talk about it, but the French league is actually a lot more physical than people give it credit to. That's why a lot of the players that come from the French league to EPL, it's relatively seamless. Versus Wirtz, bro, Luis Diaz said it himself.
yeah. I
He
saw
was
that.
surprised how much lack of physicality the Bundesliga has.
How much time he gets on the ball,
Bro,
that kind of stuff.
they're telling me that Harry Kane looks quick in the Bundesliga, which is
That's
astonishing.
crazy.
It's actually astonishing.
Do you know what the biggest reason I think why Cherki is able to flourish a bit more than Wirtz is the person that's in front of him, Haaland. He knows that he's getting a goal 5 minutes into a game, and then he can relax a bit more and tries to do this Rabonas and all this stuff that he's trying to do, and he's just playing with a bit more freedom. And I think, whereas Liverpool right now, every single player is flopping, so they need someone to step up, and a lot of the pressure's kind of going on Wirtz. And
Can I push back on this? It's much harder to play for Pep Guardiola. It's much harder to please.
He's demanding,
Pep
isn't he?
Guardiola.
He's demanding. That's why.
well, yeah,
It's harder to please
he-
Pep Guardiola.
Demanding manager. Yeah.
yeah,
He's
he
a
does
very
change the
demanding
way-
manager.
He definitely changes the way people do and takes away a lot of freedom that people have.
See, I disagree with that point, but I do think that the Pep Guardiola comment is, I mean, I think that's the key, right? When Cherki came in, he was out, quote unquote, injured for however many matches he missed. I don't remember the exact number. But what I do know is when he came back, he looked much more fit. I'm not sitting here going to tell you that Pep just held him out and told him to go get fit. But what I will tell you, hold on, what I will tell you is that Pep has done that in the past to Samir Nasri and said, go get fit. He said that to Calvin Phillips and said, you're not playing for me until you get fit. So I think that, again, you come in, you go on a Pep team. Pep has certain expectations. He has certain demands. And then you have to either decide I'm going to live up to those or I'm not. And Cherki has come in and he's done well. The idea that Pep takes away freedom, I think you can look at all the players that have thrived, that have been much more creative and say that Jack Grealish is the exception, not the rule. I think people look at Jack Grealish and say, "Oh, Pep ruined him." No, I don't think Jack Grealish could make the transition from big fish, small pond to just another fish in a big pond, and what those expectations were. And so and again, no disrespect to Jack, because he helped us win, the treble and all those things. But you can see now Jack is still not like flourishing goals and assists everywhere at Everton either. He had a little flurry at the beginning of the season, and now it's just same old Jack. So again, I think it's less about Pep and more about the player.
This is what I said to
that-
Mo in the beginning of the season. Remember,
Right,
bro, I said this to you in the beginning of the season, and then you said, "No, you paid a lot of money for these players. Why do they have to be slowly integrated?" That's why. This is what you're supposed to do. If he kept that core team in the beginning of the season that won the Premier League, we spoke about this, Mo.
I'm sorry.
And you looked at me like,
Yes, and I still, if you pay over 100 million for a
that's what
player,
you said. That's what you said. But I said to you, like,
I'm gonna repeat it again, Fozi. The big money you pay is for you to bypass the integration. That's why you pay the big bucks for the players.
But
You pay the big.
gentleman just told you
the-
the physicality of one league to a different league to the Premier League is different. It's
Yes.
different. Bro.
One
you have
game,
to
2
fully
games,
integrate
3 games, 4 games, not 17 games.
Yeah.
I've never asked for 17 games, but I said to you, the first 10 games he has to do something. That's what I said. Like
I
that-
actually
for
think
us.
the big bucks, when teams play big bucks for players, they're expecting delivery. No
That's
one is.
you.
No
But
one
that's
is.
you. Not everybody's
that's-
like that.
that's me.
Not all of us are like that. You know what I mean? These guys just mentioned to you the German league, French league, and the Premier League is different. I said that to you in the beginning of the season. If he slowly integrated these players into the team, I think we'll be better off right now where we are. Because him rushing these players onto the team, playing some weird formation, has cost us the whole league title this season. If he did it right, the right way,
William
I think we
Saliba-
would have
But
been
Saliba came from the French league right away, and he embedded right away. William Saliba didn't need integration. William Saliba didn't need any
I'm
integration.
talking about Wirtz, you know, the younger ones. I'm talking about the young ones. I'm not talking about like Isak or anyone like that.
Saliba was 20 years old. He was 20.
Yeah,
Who?
Saliba was
Saliba
very
came when he
young.
was 20 years old.
Yeah, but Saliba is different. He's a centre back who plays for Arsenal. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about my players. I'm talking about my players. I'm not talking about Saliba.
First came in, he came
Mhm.
into an even worse situation than what Wirtz is coming
But
into.
so what I'm trying to say to you, bro, is if you have a team that was winning, you got the core team already there, and you have a formation in place that already won you the league title, why don't you slowly integrate the new players in the first 10 games instead of like rushing them all together at once and expecting a different result? That's what I said.
No, you
But on the
don't
flip
get
side,
a
on the-
signing or two that are going to come in straight away. You have to
Yeah, I can
the
take it
Wirtz-
obviously worked
Wirtz,
out. Then you
you're
get
not
on.
spending, you're not spending 100 and whatever million pounds to go. When we feel like it will start bringing you in. No,
Yeah.
you're bringing that in because that's a core missing piece. In
But did it work? Did it work, though, Souls? Did it work?
No, but it didn't work because your manager is an idiot.
Yes,
There you go. There you go.
that's exactly why.
It didn't work.
It didn't work because your manager doesn't know what is
Look
his
at-
style of
okay,
play
look at
until now.
Cherki. Regardless of the price tag, right? Cherki's basically the same thing, right? They both needed this a creative attacking midfielder or a number 10, whatever you want to call him.
Mhm.
Cherki
Can I-
comes in and he looks like he's integrated fine. Whereas with
Can
Wirtz
I
coming in,
go back to my question? Is
Go ahead.
Cherki now the best player in the league?
Huh?
That's a bit hard.
What?
No, I mean I can't say he's the best player in the league. Now he's demonstrated.
Remove Haaland is scoring a lot of goals. Okay, so forget Haaland. Haaland is numbers wise, right? Is Cherki maybe the second best player in the league? Who's better than him?
I'd have to go look. I don't. Maybe it's like half one here. I can't think.
If
I mean,
no
if you
one
look at
comes
GNA,
to-
if you look at GNA, there's no one that's competing because he's played a fraction of the minutes that most other players have, and he's created
Yeah.
just as many goals and contributed to goals and assists. So, if you're just basing it on that, I think you're going to have an argument to say that he's probably up there towards the top.
I think by the end of the season, he's contender for player of the season. I've already said this earlier when I made our predictions. Cherki's an amazing player. The value for money that you have, plus the fact that he can be so creative and you have a gunman. And we're not talking about this enough, but he's getting the best out of Foden. We thought Foden was washed last season. The fact that Cherki's come into this side and now we're seeing Foden similar to the levels he was putting up when City won the league last time. I think most got a good point. Cherki is up there in that conversation. Notice how like none of us came up with players. Like it's
But
But can I tell you why I think he's the best player of the season?
Go on.
You guys know it's a factor
Mhm.
that Cherki has created the most big chances in the league this season, even with the minimum
Yeah.
minutes he played.
he was injured. Yeah.
And he was injured and he didn't play enough minutes. And he created the most big chances. Everyone talks about Odegaard used to create the big chances. Palmer used to create the big chances. Foden, Cherki came into a new league, was injured, and he created the most big chances. As of today, game week 17, with limited minutes, he created the most big chances in the league. So he must be the best player in the league.
Because you're creating big chance doesn't make you better.
Yeah, I
What do
don't
you
know.
mean?
I still think Foden is probably.
I was going to say Foden's got. He's contributing more goals, of course. He doesn't have
Yeah,
the
but he
same number
played
of
way
assists.
more.
Fair.
Guys,
Fair.
Cherki played 550 minutes. That's it. Total. 550 minutes. Guys, and that's not 10 games. Total,
I'm not going to argue because again, we have both. We have Phil and Cherki. So I like my options, right? I'll take it.
The team's informed though, isn't it? The team's informed, so he's gonna obviously shine. He's
and to be fair, but to Mo's point though, but
I'm saying today, game week 17,
at this moment, But to your point though, we are in a good run of form. But also, I will say that good run of form has probably coincided with the time that he's been in that starting lineup consistently too. Again, I'm not saying he's all of it, but I think he's a part of it.
Could be.
But he's played like a month's worth. Like I need to see a bit more before I can go.
Absolutely,
fair.
Yes,
100%. You're right.
500 minutes is not enough to judge him.
But what I will say is
now he might get worse.
No. What, I curse him?
I'm gonna tell you. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing. Because currently, City have Cherki, Foden, Bernardo, Haaland. They are all attacking players. City are not pressed as much. Now, with Nico Gonzalez only there, if City now get under the coach and they're not comfortable in games, which is they play 2 away games next games, right?
Yeah.
You will demand your midfield to work harder, which is what Pep spoke about in the cup game. He said that Cherki, after he scored the goal, he dropped in form. He stopped running. And he didn't help the team. That's why I subbed him out. Today, the same. So Cherki might be a very good offensive player. But we haven't seen Cherki being asked to defend yet. Or Foden being asked to defend as much. Right? And be under pressure and make runs. And
Mo,
I think Phil's running more, but I don't know about Cherki's. That's why we're playing him out on the wing and letting him tuck inside.
I don't know about Phil.
Tarik and Mo. The reason I say what I say, though, is because right now we're seeing Cherki warming up. Let's be real. He's still new to this team. He is still learning the runs that the players are going to make. It's great that he's already found chemistry with Foden, but what about the chemistry that he's going to have when Rodri's in the lineup? How about the chemistry he's going to have when maybe Reinders shows up in the lineup more often, or when Doku's in there, or so on and so forth? There's still quirks that he's working out, and on top of it, technically he's still adapting to the league, right? It's his first season. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a player that talented who's doing well now, I think as the season goes on, we're going to see an improvement on Cherki. Like,
but the opposite can also happen.
That's true.
That's true.
They find you out.
And then all of a sudden it just...
Well, the trajectory right now is going in a positive.
I remember Savinho joined the league in the beginning of last season. Everyone said this is the best winger in the league.
That's why I'm saying I'm not writing him off. I'm not putting him on a pedestal. I'm just saying I just need to see more. And then I'm like,
let's also like take a foot off the gas a little bit, because that West Ham side was so bad.
They're rubbish, man. Come on.
But it's not just like he's only done this against West Ham, though. He's been
I know.
He's been cooking.
It's like, even if you forget that, like, I just need to see it for longer, because sometimes players can have, like, the injury. I get it, I understand it, but he hasn't played enough either. I get he's created all of these chances, but he's not played enough for me. And sometimes, like, in a small sample size, players can really look good, but then as soon as they do it over a period of 20, 30 games, you're like, it kind of evens itself out. And you're like, looking at those chances and you look at it per game, you're like, actually, it's not that impressive.
Can City win them the league by like this? Because now they are 10 goals ahead of Arsenal in 17 games.
Yeah.
So that means they are bound to end the season with over 20 goals ahead of them.
Even Doku's cooking. And we were absolutely rinsing Doku not too long ago.
Yeah.
Even
Doku's out hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's out hurt.
But he's expected to be back by January 1.
When he's back, he's been having a good season.
Yeah, he's again great player.
Your worst player is Savinho, and today he played because it was West Ham. That's it.
Yeah, we're kind of hurting for people at the moment. So yeah, he played. I mean, again, I'm never gonna kill Savinho, but yeah, he's not been great. But I think he still has.
He's a good backup.
Anyway, listen, people, I want to thank everyone that joined us. Just before we go, Fonzie saying, big up my dog shit team, level with title contenders Chelsea.
Why, Fonzie, man? Come on, bro.
Title contenders Chelsea is crazy. Before we go, guys, we're trying to get Ash Newcastle up, and also Tarik. So go on Tarik Patterson and Ash, of course. So go and support them, guys. They are trying to actually put the content out. If you are here, Go and support the guys, of course. Fozi TV in the description. Everyone knows Fozi. And of course, Casual EFC. If you're a Chelsea fan and you don't know Casual EFC, Marshall and the boys, you are missing out on
The
a lot.
Egal of Chelsea.
The Egal of Chelsea.
That's it.
Go and support. Go and support the boys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And hit that like button. You guys are absolutely, you let me down. We're only on 160 likes. I still have over 400 people here. And we're out of here, people. Thank you so much.
Who's doing that?